All right, so I just made a video talking about my supplement stack that took me a pretty long time to put together because there's a lot of stuff you could put into a stack, but I went more with whole foods because fundamentally that's what our bodies are designed to take in, not these synthetically, genetically modified. They have these organisms that they irritate and do different things in laboratories to make these different kind of vitamin C's and B vitamins and all sorts of different things out there. So, and I tried to put a bunch of different things together to make it work. And through muscle testing, I found something really strong. And when I give it to people, they do well on it. And every time I take it, I feel stronger. I feel like my core gets stronger. Because it's not just about taking a supplement, it's about taking the energetics of those supplements and putting it together. So, one of the most important elements of the program is this one, which I have it pulled up right over here. And they also have the same thing in liquid form, but I like the capsules because it's so easy to use in the sense of you could just take one and just pop it in. So you get 200 and you get 120 of them. If you take one or two a day, so if I take 2 a day, once in the morning, once during the day, sometime, that'll give you about 2 months. So that's pretty cool. It's about $30. You can get it from Amazon, and it's fermented. Now, years ago, I used to work at a health food store, and I muscle tested all sorts of different categories of products like fish oils and probiotics and vitamin C's and B's and proteins and you name it, and grains and things like that. And I found some interesting, I got some interesting results from doing those type of tests. One of them is that you're hardly ever going to find a fish oil product on the market that tests strong. The only one I found in the store was from Garden of Life, and it was called the Old World Cod Liver Oil, and it had like some kind of a mint or a lemon flavor to it, which I don't like. I don't like just to drink the oil anyway, like this. But also, it's just more of a hassle. Like I don't want to get the teaspoon and do all that stuff. I like to just take everything in one shot and just do it. So the reason that this is so important is you get a bunch of your fatty nutrients in here, things that we don't even know about yet. But we definitely got the A, D. I mean, if you pull up over here, I think this is Medical News Today. I mean, you look at it's the right kind of fat. It's got the DHA, EPA. It's good for arthritis. Now you got to remember something. Fats don't feed bacterium that well. You don't see bacteria growing on fat. Okay, I'm not sure about fungus, but fat goes rancid. Okay, that's why you need all these other nutrients to protect the fat. And that's why when you have things like, let's say, corn oil, which gets very sticky if you have it in your kitchen, which you should throw away, it's a very sticky oil because it's not protected by any antioxidants. And if you look at, let's say, an oil like an olive oil, it's green and has a kind of a strong flavor. Well, those are the antioxidants that protect that olive oil from getting sticky and rancid. Okay, not that olive oil can't go rancid, but it takes a long time. It preserves way better than corn oil. I mean, if you've ever had corn oil in the kitchen, it gets sticky all over the place. And it gets microscopically sticky inside your body. Your body's an oxygen-rich environment, right? And it's warm, so the chemical reactions are faster in a hotter environment than in room temperature, right? So let's see, it's good for your eyes, it's good for your arteries, it's good for wounds, good for the brain, tuberculosis infections, reduces the diabetes, prevents cancer, prevented cognitive performance, and on and on. Nutritional profile, here we go, this is interesting. Vitamin A, D, some saturated fats, so you get a bunch of saturated fats. Now this isn't from this particular thing, but generally cod liver will have this. And you also have and that's kind of funny that I'm thinking about this. This is fermented cod liver oil, so I guess some kind of bacterium or some kind of process it must go through where something is changing it somehow, bacteria, fungus, or whatever, I don't know. And you have the polyunsaturated. You have the monos, which is good. You got the saturated, which is good. The poly is not what you generally want, but okay. So that's that. Let me see what else they got. Dr. X. Same kind of big deal. So essentially, you're getting your fats covered because look, ancient times, people used to eat organs. And I've said this to a lot of different people, about the organ bit, and they find it just disgusting. Like, oh my God, what the hell are you talking about? But that was the case. People used to prize those parts of the animal. And now we don't need the heart. We don't need, the bone broth just, started getting, recognized recently as something important or something really good nutrition-wise. And so, I think this is a really important element to add into the stack. So I just want to kind of go a little bit deeper in. And also another thing is oils. This is what I was going to talk about too. There was a book about healing your teeth. Teeth that were rotting, actually, you can heal and are getting loose. And part of it is the fatty nutrients that are in the foods are some of the most important elements because they help integrate some of those minerals into the body somehow. I'm not sure what the mechanism is. I'm sure there's some geek out there that can figure that out. You also get some DHA in here, and you got the EPA, but it's good for your bone systems. It's good as an antioxidant. It's good for the A, D. It's just an overall general tonic, and it's also really good for people that have really irregular diets, or they're vegetarian, or they have been vegetarian for a while, and they've gone depleted. They've depleted themselves to a very high degree, and now they're in trouble. Older people do well with this because their diets are terrible. They can't chew food. They have their dentures and that kind of thing, so they can't really eat certain foods that well, or they don't cook too much. A lot of elderly people are protein deficient. We'll talk about the protein thing with the beef liver next, but you also have younger women that are menstruating and they're not eating that well. Usually college age women in the United States, they're trying to stay skinny, so they're eating bullshit food most of the time, and they're eating out, so they're getting a lot of processed foods. They're eating a lot of it's not like a fresh seafood rich kind of a diet, or like an organ tissue rich diet that we have in this culture generally. So something like this definitely benefits those populations really well, but it's going to benefit anybody that wants to have a really strong nutritional protocol. And of course, children really would do well with this because their bones are developing, their brains are developing, their glandular systems are developing, and it has a lot of those elements in here. So put that in the stack and you will have a great thing happening.